Oh, hi there! You're probably wondering why there's yet another booktuber starting off, and I'm going to answer that with the newbie tag. So first thing first, my name is Boulet. I am French and I live in the United Kingdom. I work in TV, I do development stuff. Alright, so the tag creator is someone called Brenda C. I'm not too sure who she is, but wherever you are and whoever you are, thank you. Why did you start this channel? I think it's because I was watching a lot of Booktube. I discovered Booktube in lockdown.
The first one.
I was writing a little bit and I needed some help and some advice on like tropes and how it worked. And I kind of had a deep dive into Booktube and I realized this is pretty cool. I wanted to read more. So I'm a development person. Reading is kind of my job at this point and I need some help and a serious kick in the butt to help me reading because I cannot for the life of me hold a book for longer if I'm not forced to by some type of boss. And I need to do it a bit more for myself because I needed to get a little bit more of that juice flowing. Okay, number 2, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Well, I am French. And apparently that's super funny. I get a lot of friends making fun of the way I pronounce things. It's been like this since I arrived in here and apparently that makes people laugh and that's great. So this is a good thing, I guess. I'm gonna make my videos in both English and French, so there will be like kind of my channel is gonna be divided into. So I'm basically a freelance development person in the TV industry in the UK. I read a lot of content. I report a lot on them, I meet authors and sometimes I go and see plays when the theatres will open again. And I thought this would be such a good perspective to bring to the Booktube community because I've got this like adaptation side of things and adaptation is my best favourite thing ever. This didn't make a lot of sense, but you know, French. So what are you most excited for about this new channel? So I think there's 2 things. I would like to discover new authors and especially indie or self-published. I think it's really important for my job. And that's exactly what I want, just to discover new authors that don't get as much light as the ones from like traditional publishing houses, but I also like those, so we'll do a bit of dabbling in both. I also like to get opinions about books, like maybe get a little community and meet some cool people and talk about things. I think in my real life, all my friends are not really into reading, my partner is not really reading, it's not really a thing, and the only person in my life at this point that reads a lot of non-fiction, which I don't really do at the moment. So we do chat about it, but it's not the same as, you know, getting excited about this great fantasy book or something. Why do you love reading? I love reading, a bit like everyone, for escapism, because this world is a bit crap and a lot of shit happens. I mean, this pandemic is touching everybody, but I've also suffered loss not long ago, so I'm dealing a bit with grief. And I think reading has been helping me a lot going through that, so that's why. I've also taken on more reading lately because I've been able to read in English, and that sounds a bit stupid, but hear me out. When I just moved to the UK, I was really keen on reading my favorite book series, which is The Edge Chronicle. It's all there. These are my French ones. These are my English ones. I'm starting to collect them little by little, but it takes a while. And I picked up the first book when the very first year I arrived to the UK 6 years ago, and it was that one, the first of the Queen Saga, which is kind of like the prequel to the books, the way they came out. And I hate this cover because it's not really Mr. Riddle that drew it. It was more of a weird, I don't even know who made this. Designed by James Fraser. James Fraser? It's not my favorite, but whatever, to each their own. I started to write the first chapter and boy was it hard. I mean, being a foreign person, you guys, flipping heck, it's tough. Number 5, what book or series got you into reading? I guess when I was little, if that's the kind of question, I got into reading with The Edge Chronicles, which is here. It's much more in like the teen kind of junior category and I really like it, so that got me into reading like for sure. But more recently I got back into reading with Elantris from Brandon Sanderson. I know some people say it's his weaker one because it's his first one, but I thought it was a great introduction personally. So number 6, what question would you ask your favorite booktuber? Why do you read so many books? And how? Ooh, I read 20 books a month. It's very cool. I love it and I'm very good at it. Oh God. it's easy to slip back. I think it was Daniel Greene that was saying he likes to read physical books, but he also likes to listen to audiobooks and just kind of consume it in different kind of medias. And I think it's a great advice. I mean, I do it myself too. But I still wonder how they can just swallow this thing. And I know Merphy Napier was saying that she was kind of like managing to read things kind of diagonally and really fast, and I just wonder why. So 7, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? So I think there are 2 things for me. I would like to get the branding right, because I want this channel to be very polished. I've done a degree in TV production, so I'm really keen on making things really nice and glossy and just make it quite well-rounded, so it feels almost like a TV program. Back when I was at uni, we were doing a lot of studio shows, and I found them so fun. It's not the route I wanted to take, but I still enjoy them a lot, and I think this little channel will be perfect for that. And the second thing I think would be throwing content to the void for a long period of time. Now, I'm not expecting to have millions of views and mass subscribers in 2 months' time. If it happens, it's great. It happened in the past, but I'm not expecting that at all. However, I still would love to have some like output and some comments and some things. So yeah, it'd be great. I mean, you know, I still want to just have this channel to kind of review books and have my reviews organized into videos rather than writing them around. I think I'd like the discussion, essentially. So we'll see about that. When did you start reading? This is a weird question. I thought that was a weird one. Well, I started reading when I was 6, as per a lot of people out there. Certainly a lot of requirements in my job is to read novels, like full-on novels. I remember doing a placement in a French production company in Paris. In the office, we received this really nice like bag full of like fluffy things, and like there was a Bible and a treatment, and like that person's like novel was in there. It was beautiful. It looked like a Chanel bag. It was just like pink with like the outline was black, and it was just really glossy, like the shopping one. It was really nice. Super, magnifique. And I remember it being so beautiful that my boss was like, oh dear, oh, crap, merde, we need to read it now, man. Like, this is the time. And I said, okay. And it was a Friday afternoon. So I binge read the freaking thing in like a weekend, and it was amazing. It was just this really cool thriller about like Japan and France, and it was like this killer with like a cookery show, and the author wrote it in partnership with this chef that does like molecular cuisine. Molecular. 9, where do you read? I read on this very chair. It's a beautiful, comfy, kind of granny chair. I love it because I can do my script reading on here. I can just sit back like a granny, and I've got my little plate, and I can make my little coffee. I've got my little coaster here. It's very cozy, but as a lot of people, I can read on the sofa, I read in bed, when the weather permits it. Sometimes it's nice to be outside, although I get distracted by my environment a lot, so yeah. And number 10, what kind of books do you like to read? A bit like everybody else, because I'm so basic. I like reading fantasy, and I like YA, I like adult, I like everything. I know there's a big war, the war of genres in Booktube, but I like both. It's fun. I even like younger ones. I mean, the Edge Chronicles certainly is focused for a younger audience, but I like everything. I mean, I like a bit of smut. I did read fan fiction, and I still do sometimes, depending. So I got no shame, and I'm not going to throw the stone or whatever you say. But yeah, I read a bit of everything, and especially for my job, I have to read a lot of things. So there you go. All right, well, that was quite a nice little tag to get to know me. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's not too long. I hope it was nice to digest. I'm very excited about this new channel and to put out there my perspective on like literature and the way to adapt things, and like and I'm not very high in the ranking of adaptation and the process of script writing and stuff. But you know, from my level, I will try and serve as best as I can, and I will explain a lot of things. So there you go. Thanks a lot for watching. Salut!